Hello and welcome to Signal Lantern, your beacon of freedom in the Northeast. As you know, I'm Matt, and I have two very special guests here. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
This is Sarande Diane, and I'm Kyle Wayne Culotta, the Arizona veteran, patient zero, or Defendant
Defendant
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defendant Zero.
Um, so you guys have a very interesting story, and it pertains particularly into chapter 135, right?
hmm
So go ahead and just tell your story.
So,
We came here to ride off in the sunset with each other.
yeah,
We thought there was a lot of stuff that we went through.
yeah, we've known
And
each other for almost 20 years, and a couple, maybe 5 years ago, got back together during COVID, and we're living in Massachusetts. Went back to Arizona for a lot of reasons, but then my family and my son's here. When we came back, we had everything we owned. We kind of took a leap of faith from Arizona. We were coming back here to start our lives, and we thought we had gotten a lot of the hardest things behind us. Divorce and raising kids and all this, and losing parents, and we thought that we were coming to Massachusetts and we were going to
yeah,
settle down and it was going to be nice and peaceful and quiet. We just had everything we owned
we
with
had it
us.
all planned.
Yeah.
You had your job. I had one set up
Yeah.
when I came.
But we got pulled over because my sticker was expired a day after we arrived here. And we had everything that we owned in the car, including rifles. Um, Including they were all legally owned. Our possessions, his possessions, everything from Arizona, everything's above board.
And then
Some were heirlooms,
we
and
didn't know
we didn't know that it was.
that's grounds for an absolute meltdown.
Yeah,
They had to kidnap me and steal my stuff,
yeah,
take our car.
they
Well, that
took
was
my
your fault.
car.
They left you on the side of the road, wouldn't even let you use the bathroom.
Yeah. So, yeah, they took everything out of the car. They said, "We have to tow the car because of the insurance." So
At least they gave me a place to
they
stay.
gave you a place to stay. They left me on the street. This is the Gardner police, but this was last June 24th, and they took him. They thought he was gonna get a slap on the wrist for what he had in the car. And any other state, most other states, it would have been a non-issue because, like I said, everything was legal. In Arizona, you don't need to have an LTC. It's constitutional carry, just like New Hampshire. You pass a federal background check, and then you're fine. You can buy whatever you want. But in this state, the way when Maura Healey put Chapter 135 in as that emergency preamble, the way she classified magazines changed a lot. So because of the size of magazines that he was accused of possessing, that was grounds to put you in jail for like 15, 20 years.
17 years.
Yeah, 17 years. The deal was they were going to give him 4. So a few days after, he'd gone to court a couple times and it didn't look good. And the public pretender came back and said, "We have a deal. We're going to say you're mentally ill and you'll only do 4 years in prison."
I found that out about that in one of the court hearings where
Yeah.
she said he's mentally ill, and I was like,
Yeah.
when did that happen?
Yeah. So they were trying to lock him up for 4 years for simply owning his legal property. And when that happened, I went off. I went nuts. I went nuts. I'm in
It
Massachusetts.
worked out.
It worked out, but I wrote to every member of the Mass GOP. A lot of them got back to me. A lot of them I'm still talking to, and there's some really good conservatives in this state, and they could see very plainly that this was outrageous. And they had in the gun community, the 2A community
Yeah,
here,
look at him. He's harmless.
they had already fought Maura Healey on this Chapter 135 because the way she put it into law, saying that it was an emergency preamble, despite the fact that the Civil Rights Coalition got over 100,000 signatures to oppose this law, she put it in anyway, disregarding the will of the people. So they were like, "Well,
It's
look at you
illegal
just
on many levels.
very illegal on many levels." And they said, "Look at you set a trap for people to walk into. That'll never happen. You have to be a bad guy with a gun to get in trouble." Well, good guy with a gun just fell into their little snare and spent 4 months, 125 days of his life in jail. I was just out at the mercy of the wonderful people in this state
Yeah,
who rallied around me to like give us community and support
that
and
was
really
quite
lift
a
us up. And
that was something to experience
yeah,
in jail, to hear about. It was like, because God's in jail, so I'm out praying all the
yeah,
time and stuff like that.
yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, so wait, it was just the two of us. We came here. We didn't really have anybody. And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I have all these people now and they want to help. And they
It's
see
hard
your
for me to believe
story
you.
and they say like, this shouldn't have happened to this guy. Like, so
I know, especially, with what recently just happened on May 11th
yeah.
over in Cambridge,
Mhm.
that's a perfect example of this law just does not work. It only hurts, good law abiding citizens. It
Mhm.
does not stop criminals. It doesn't prevent them from getting things that they shouldn't have.
Mm-mm.
And it's ridiculous.
Right.
Like you guys said, you moved here from Arizona. And yeah, our gun laws are absolutely ridiculous. Like in situations like that, there
Yeah, I
should
was
be
already
some sort
giving
of grace
everything up to
period.
come here.
Yeah,
Well, there is a grace period,
There
Matt.
was, yeah.
There is. So for all the things he had in the car, besides the high capacity, he had 60 days to register everything. Like there's what our lawyer was calling affirmative defenses for things. I don't know how much in the weeds we want to get, but
We don't want to talk about the kids.
the fact is, like, there was no crime committed, and he still spent without a trial, without due process, without a conviction.
Yeah, that's the 4 months without anything.
Without any conviction. Spent 4 months in jail. $10,000 bail they ended up setting, which the patriots in this state rallied to raise for us and kept us afloat for as long as they did because I lost my job. This has been hell that we've been put through. And, hurting people and violence is illegal. And people should be locked up for that. But all we did was we're Americans minding our own business with our own legal property and then got our lives completely ruined for someone's political agenda because she wanted to say that she made the streets safer by locking up some good guys with a gun. And Memorial Drive is a perfect example.
She ruins lives.
Yeah, because there was a madman out there with, like, what is a semi-automatic weapon?
Yeah,
Shooting people?
Yeah, from what I've been hearing, SBR AR-15, which, while not illegal in Massachusetts, are highly regulated.
Yeah.
He had 30-round mags that he supposedly got from out of state, illegally, and brought them into Mass. It was an absolutely horrendous situation. And I mean, the guy already had felonies. He shouldn't have even had that rifle to begin with.
This judge took a chance on him. She said, I'm going to take a chance on you. All of these people, the DA, the police, they're all saying to put you in jail for 10 to 12 years because you're that dangerous. I'm going to take a chance on you and give you 5. With a rap sheet that long.
I know. And especially shooting at a cop in previous
Shooting at
arrest.
a cop. That was his previous, right.
Yeah. The judge should also be locked up
Absolutely.
for every single charge that guy is about to get hit with.
But then in the same position,
This judge.
Yeah, then you have another judge that looks at you that has no criminal record, absolutely no criminal record, was committing no crime.
Yeah, but that's just a regular judge. That's just, okay, laws are laws, processing. The other judge,
there's discretion.
Judge.
Right, but there's discretion that they could use.
I'm just saying.
I'm
you
just
know
saying.
what I mean?
You're right.
These guys are just following the process.
Following orders.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the argument definitely should be made, in my opinion, that they should have known better.
Yeah. So, I mean, ever since this whole thing has happened, obviously you're not still sitting in prison. What has happened since then?
Way more.
Wow.
First, when I got out, there was the quagmire.
So, yeah. Your story, I was able to get a lot of sympathy for you because you're a very sympathetic person and we have a sympathetic story. We didn't do anything to determine what happened to us, and yet it did. There are some people that are in trouble in this state because of the gun laws that aren't as sympathetic, that might have tried to use this story to elevate their own issue. And I am a kind of a bleeding heart a little bit. Like, I just want to help everybody. I want to, like, save them all. And I got led astray. And it was hard for us to kind of re-navigate and get back on course and figure out, okay, what do we need to do to help us and people like us, and not necessarily people that just want to use our story. It wasn't just
hard. It was
insane.
That almost tore us apart.
Yeah.
What that person did.
Yeah.
It was.
I know that you guys are still having legal issues, so obviously you don't say anything
exactly.
that's going to get you in trouble.
No, this is beyond. This is a personal. Yeah.
Since then, 2 personal things have happened. And And one just recently, just recently. And I can't even,
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with
It's
that.
because it's gotten political, because I knew that the people that I needed to reach out to were the conservatives here.
We're being eaten by our own. Attempted.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
And then
attacked.
Right.
Literal an attack.
It's factions. There's a lot going on with the election right now, and in the lead up to like the convention, you know, I was going to a lot of RTC meetings, the Republican town councils, and meeting people and just going to events. And that was how I was getting attention, because I needed the Civil Rights Coalition. I needed their network of people, you know, to win the court of public opinion on what's going on with you, because it's hard to get sympathy for someone like, well, he's in for a gun charge. I had members of my own family saying, well, shouldn't have done anything illegal.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Right.
So, you know, I have to fight this battle with,
I had the
like,
same
in my
arguments
own,
with everyone in jail.
right, with my own family. So, like, you imagine trying to bring it out into like the larger public and raise awareness for this and say, like, this is a bad law. We need to keep it in people's faces. So, like, this has gotten political for us, and you know, people have taken sides. We've taken sides, and it's but it's not because it's like in our interest for these people to win. It's in everybody's interest.
Well, to be fair, I started taking sides because the last tyrant that tried to pull my strings,
we had
I've had enough, and that person filled my cup.
Yeah, it's time for
back. I would be having a complete different conversation with you right now if it were a week ago. I would be absolutely done.
We were trying
no more politics, none of this stuff. I'm done. That's how it was.
Yeah, until we were told to stay out of it.
Now I'm activated.
Yeah. Don't get political. This is political. This is our lives. Like, it was this law. It was this political. This had nothing to do with the people's safety. This had nothing to do with making us safer, nothing to do with our quality of life, our children's future, anything. All it was this woman grandstanding and saying, well, I'm making you safe and I'm signing this bill and who cares the consequences?
What a ridiculous.
And it ruined our lives. I had a really solid job. I've never been homeless before. We've always had a roof over our heads, 3 squares a day. And now it's like living by the seat of our pants. We slept in the car the last couple nights, and but we're happy, and
it's I wear it as a badge.
Yeah.
That we have to sleep on the street now. I'm extremely proud, especially recently, because I stood up for myself, and I'm homeless.
So yeah, it's been a wild ride, Matt.
She's proud of me.
I am proud of you.
So I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what were the firearms that kind of caused this whole thing? I know you said, hit with some high capacity magazine issues, but it's like
it was a pellet gun.
Yeah, one of them was a pellet gun, and they considered that a high capacity. It was just an air gun, and that's high capacity because it
holds a lot of pellets.
Because see, how does it hold? I don't think yeah, that's the tube, and it's more than 10. So
more than 10.
It's classified as a firearm. But then I didn't realize that bullets are classified as firearms.
Magazines are classified as firearms. So it was like your grandfather's, was it 30-30 or 30-06? Your grandfather
30-30.
Yeah, your grandfather's rifle in there.
That really kills me.
And
that's my rifleman gun.
Yeah, that it's his property. One of them, there was one that was still in the plastic that he wanted to raffle in Arizona. Like, that's what happens in Arizona. You go and you sign up, and you can just win a rifle.
I've fired 2.
Yeah.
Of all of them that I own.
Well, so we were like, sweet, we can sell that one. We could legally sell that as an Arizona resident. There's so many provisions in the Constitution and the laws that exist already that would have protected us. Like, we were just travelers. We had safe passage through there. The cops could have used discretion. We weren't doing anything illegal. Like, there's so many reasons this didn't have to happen. But this was just his property. We weren't doing anything with it.
And saying I'm ignorant is not an excuse for the opposition.
No, because it's not ignorance.
Because I'm an American, I already know my rights.
Yeah.
I know I have the right to defend myself, and I can do it with arms.
Yeah, it's It's honestly really difficult, and I have seen a lot of people over the years say that, oh, if you're moving to Massachusetts and you're a gun owner, just sell all of your guns before you even leave whatever state you're in, and then come to Massachusetts and buy guns here because it's like trying to go to
You're going to a
California.
new, no, Germany, bro. It's like going to Germany. That's what it's like. It's exactly like Germany. I'm not even joking. Everything about this place is exactly like Germany. The roads, the architecture, buildings and stuff like that. It looks like Germany after like 50 years of not taking care of the infrastructure. The same as the rules, just like Germany, just like it. You have to,
It's
in Germany, you have to have your firearm locked in a safe in your basement. And when you have one in your house, you have to have a special bar that's locked into the floor that goes against the door so people can't. It's like just like here, and I'm sure you can probably abort babies
in
during the
Germany.
9 months,
Oh God.
like here too.
Okay, so speaking of that, the Marine on Memorial Drive that probably saved lives that day. I heard the story that the woman told that she was in her car. She was trapped in her car, and there's a madman with a gun outside, and she can't leave. And then all of a sudden, this other guy comes up to her car door who also has a gun and says, "Get out of the car, go and warn people."
Shout out to the Marines.
Shout out to the Marines, the few, the proud. Like, did she freak out when another man with a gun came to her? No, because she recognized him as a good guy. And she got out of the car and went in and warned people not to go out and probably saved lives. But he couldn't get to her until he went to his trunk to unlock his firearm and then to unlock his ammo and then load it and then got to her. And what if he didn't have time?
Maybe if he wasn't a Marine, he wouldn't have been quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right, exactly. What if he wasn't a Marine? He wasn't quick enough and he wasn't trained for that. People could have died and he didn't. And he should be having a medal pinned on him if that's, if he wanted the accolades, but they won't. They bury that fact in like the 4th paragraph of the article about what happened that day. And that should be the headline. A good guy worked with the police and they took this guy down alive.
They don't say that he's a Marine.
No, nothing.
Honestly, I've kind of been seeing different. I've been seeing a lot of people putting emphasis on the fact that he was military and that he was a Marine and that, oh, well, we should be allowing, military personnel to have these guns, but not normal citizens.
I think you were talking about mainstream news report.
Yeah, mainstream.
Is that what?
Yeah. I can't remember where I read the article.
You know how mainstream, they'll never say
it wasn't illegal driving the car. It was
always
just
has
the
to be
car
a white
drove into people
with a gun. If it's anything other than a white man doing an act of shooting, they just say, "Oh man,
a man, yeah, a car,
yeah.
a rifle."
There's all kinds of different political
jargon
points inserted that's not actually there or specifically left out in order to insert something else. But, and in this case, definitely didn't say this guy was a Marine.
No, but members of the military, they shouldn't have to like the laws in this state when it comes to like if you're allowed to carry an arm.
As far as that, Second Amendment,
let them have it.
It doesn't matter what state. Well, I mean that it's already the Constitution.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just like, the Constitution of the United States. It's also the Massachusetts state constitution. A lot of people don't.
I didn't know they had one. I thought it was a Commonwealth.
Massachusetts is a Commonwealth, but we do have a constitution for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Loosely.
And more like guidelines.
I see it as Chapter 135 is in direct violation of the state constitution. And I pulled it up right here. Article 17 of the Massachusetts Constitution. The people have a right to keep and bear arms for the common defense. And as in the time of peace, armies are dangerous to liberty. They ought not to be maintained without the consent of the legislature, and the military power shall always be held in an exact subordination to the civil authority and be governed by it.
That's us, the civil authority.
Right? Exactly.
Right. We're private citizens. They're public servants.
And they're just misinterpreting it and saying they're the authority.
Yeah, we are the authority. We get to have all the guns. You get to have nothing, peasants. No, you get to have tanks. We get to have tanks.
That's how stupid they think we are.
Yeah.
Because no, seriously, that's how stupid they think we are. Because we're the ones that will probably read through that. The little people, not we in general, and then not even not even see
Yeah, be like, "Oh,
the
well, we're
problem.
not in the Army, so I guess they're right, that
The
we shouldn't have
authority,
anything."
they'll see civil authority and just go right past civil and just authority. Oh, they're the authority.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
They work for us.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
People don't even, it's confirmation bias
Mhm.
will take you through something that doesn't even say.
No, I mean, I like to focus on the very first sentence. The people have the right to keep and bear arms for the common defense.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what that Marine was
that
doing.
Marine, exactly. That Marine, he
Common
had,
defense.
yeah, he was conducting for the common defense.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I always carry a handgun on me at all times.
Used to did.
Yeah, I know you can't anymore, but
Charlene.
you know, no, I do. I carry a handgun on me at all times. You know, I used to not if it was just a quick 5-minute trip down the road, but I mean, ever since that shooting on Memorial Drive, that
Not
was
anymore.
no. Anytime I leave the house, I have to have it on me, just because one of the victims in that shooting, he was just going out to get his car washed. You know, something so mundane that you don't even think about. And now it's like, okay, I guess even mundane 5-minute trips down the road, that you need to be armed because you never know.
And that
I
guy is
started
gonna be
relaxing
Yeah.
on that because I was back in Arizona, and because I was really nervous. I lived here for 2 years before, and then oh, that was you were just moving, and
I was just moving.
I thought it was a cue, like, no, or was it?
No,
Go
I
change the
forget.
subject.
Um,
I don't remember what was
that the
talking
guy
about
that
anymore.
went out to wash his car that day, when's the next time you think he's going to go wash his car?
Yeah, he's gonna be
Because
traumatized.
let me tell you, after this happened, I mean, my son asked me like, "Mom, why don't you go DoorDash for money?" Because I wasn't working, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's
I
why I was totally fine with
yeah,
having everything in the back of the
yeah, because
car.
it was safest with us, and
Yeah.
I couldn't go out and do that. I'm like, "Oh my god, the last time I went and did a DoorDash, we did one order that night. One order, I made $6 that night, and then we got pulled over, and then I kept getting orders as this cop is like, 'What are you doing? Why are you sweating? It's 90 degrees out,' you know?" Um,
Why are you
and
sweating? Well,
"Why are you sweating?"
you have
Yeah,
my
it's
fiance in the back of your car right now.
yeah. Oh god. You know, so to go out and wanna do that again and put myself out there to go try and, like, make a little money again, I was like, "Absolutely not." And it was I literally I couldn't go back to work. I was so traumatized. I'm like, "Go and try to have normal conversations with normal people and go make spreadsheets." I am like, "I can't." I could barely speak. Um, it was going out and meeting people in this community that's where I got my,
And fortunately for you,
energy and
that's how you escape from
yeah,
the really bad stuff. And
yeah.
so this worked out.
It worked out.
Like what's usually something that you think is your biggest curse was
Yeah. It
it saved us.
It did. It saved us, and we
You
wanted
didn't
to
know what
save
to do but just escape in
the next
the
thing.
mania.
Yeah. But
So I mean, what did you guys do as professions? You know, prior, because I mean, I know you said everything got upended
yeah.
after this happened, and you know what?
I was a photographer for a really long time, and then I worked in corporate America. I worked from home, making spreadsheets and taking client meetings. Like, it was not my calling, but I was good at it because it was customer facing, and I'm good at Gab, and I care about people, so, like, I genuinely care, so I was really good at my job because my clients knew that I actually really did care about them, and I was always trying to do my best for them, but, I also could be a little lazy, so I built, like, an AI bot to do a lot of my work too, which was gonna be really good, but I don't know. It was just hard to go back and do these things. I was on medical leave for a while because I was just literally just so shaken up and traumatized from this. The the night that it happened, like, we had 2 weeks on the road, and then all of a sudden it was like, everything's different. My best friend's gone, my car is gone, I have no money. I was getting paid the next day, but it just upended everything. But I had a really nice, cushy work from home corporate job that I could have gone right back into, but just couldn't make it work. He's done security. He had a really good job with security.
Yeah,
You have your
security,
CDL.
and then uh yeah, I just got my CDL. I wanted since I was coming here, the infrastructure is totally destroyed. Low-hanging wires and bridges, and like twice or 3 times the amount of signs I got to pay attention to in Arizona.
Yeah.
This place is just destroyed. There's no way I'd ever drive
But he wanted to
tractor
drive.
trailer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be a trash truck driver.
Yeah. He was going to come and work for Waste Management. Like, we were so excited. Like,
I want to get started and get used to it. And,
yeah.
and
Get a
then-
security job.
And then start doing the tractor trailers.
Yeah.
Do a nice straight truck at first.
Yeah. Cause I made good money. Like, I made enough where in Arizona we had a 2-bedroom apartment, beautiful apartment.
And then security is always there.
Yeah. And you could do security. You drove
remember I said, I was contemplating, because your dad said, maybe I should try to join up and be a
CO.
corrections officer.
And I was like, no, they tear gas you. Don't do it.
Well, now that I've been through that,
Yeah.
that is so depressing. I could not be putting handcuffs on people all day. And
no,
no way.
no, everyone in that
so
facility is
depressing.
serving time,
Just the sound of that.
no matter what side of the bars you're on. No, but I mean, CDL and security here, we had options. We had plenty of, they need CDL drivers like crazy. Ones that speak and read English too.
Ones like me.
Yeah, ones like you, Americans. So we had plenty of options. We had, the world is our little oyster. We're like, we got a little bit of money in terms of it, some property and a good job, and credit was on the up, and steady income. And, my car was real close to getting paid off.
I had someone question me at the convention, like, what were you doing door dashing with all that stuff? And I said, making money.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you already have some surplus? And I said, no, we were being responsible with our time and making money.
Yeah.
I can see how people would question some people that are used to, they've had decent upbringing and had 2 parents to raise them, and they don't understand that other people are learning later. And we're fine.
Yeah.
And we were fine.
We were fine.
We came here to be pillars of your society.
Pay our taxes and keep our noses clean and stay out of trouble. And
see, we're not scum. We're essential.
Yeah.
Everyone is essential somewhere. We're part of the economy, and you needed us.
Yeah. And instead, this is what happened.
How I was received.
And I mean, given all of that, why have you guys, chosen to stay?
Spite. Because it's making all the right people angry, Matt. You think Maura Healey wants us in this state still? No. She would rather we just go away. They would all rather we just go away and stop talking about this.
I'd like to answer that.
Please do.
I'm not the same person that I am anymore. I'm something different. Yeah. And I don't even know what I am yet. But I know I can't try and go back to whatever it is I was. And as time goes by, something seems to happen every few months or so, that just kicks me in the rear end. And what was the question?
Gets you up to the next level.
Please.
Why are we staying? Why are we staying? Because you're a different person.
My recent inspiration, someone tried to hold me down, and all I wanted to do was go back to Arizona. And
yeah. That's where your head was at. Like,
with my tail between my legs.
What if I just went back?
Done. I'm so done.
So I'll go back. I'll come back for court dates. And
now, after what I've experienced, I feel so born again. I'm considering change. I'm freaked out. I don't want to change my residency, because that alone, I'll lose my rights. I can't. When you sign up for a license here, you lose your civil rights. You're a professional carrier, like a cop, except you don't have the umbrella of the law to protect you like a cop does. Please help me where I'm at. I'm almost done.
You're becoming a resident.
Yeah, I'm going to become a resident, maybe.
But it's a big deal, because getting a license is...
Because then I'll have to get a license, and I won't be able to buy guns here anymore. I won't be able to have guns, because I won't do that.
Yeah, going through the LTC process here.
I won't lose my rights. I refuse to do that. I'm not going to sign my rights away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the LTC process in Massachusetts is not fun, especially now after Chapter 135.
Yeah.
It used to be a relatively simple process.
Mm-hmm.
You go with an instructor, 4-hour class, so afternoon. on a Saturday.
That's really good stuff, though, to have classes. That's great.
Well,
I don't mind.
that's what it was. It was 4 hours on a Saturday. They give you a certificate. You go to your local PD. You give them the certificate saying, "Hey, I completed the class." They fingerprint you, and then they call you in a month and say, "All right, here's your license to carry."
Does it expire?
12 years, I think.
Yeah, that's the
no. It's not that long. It's hold on.
Slippery slope. Start with that.
Yeah.
Hold
on.
Well, I mean,
just a license, just a fishing license, just a hunting license, just a.
Right. So it's every 6 years.
Okay.
So like that's a
See, if only you had one of these little guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The look on your face though, and he's like, "Do you have an LTC?" He's like, "A what?"
Yeah. No.
A what? I've never heard of such a thing.
But this is a Massachusetts license to carry.
Yeah.
And so obviously I have one.
Yeah.
But that's how it used to be. Is it was 4-hour class. On a Saturday afternoon, they give you a certificate. You go to the police department, give them the certificate, and then a month later, you have a license to carry.
If the police chief decided that you were okay, right? Because it could be up to them if they decided not to give it to you, from what I understand.
I bet you would have given that one to that dude that shot the cop.
Yeah, they probably would have given him one.
No, it used to be like that, but ever since some of the Supreme Court decisions a few years ago, they changed it from may issue to shall issue.
Yeah.
So it's not as difficult anymore.
It's easy to lose, though.
Sorry, it wasn't as difficult up until recently anymore, but now it's become more difficult. Plus, I had an FID card prior to getting my LTC, so it was kind of I was a licensed firearm. That's the FID card's a whole other issue that I do not want to get into right now. But but then since Chapter 135 went into effect, it went from a 4-hour class to 16 hours.
Plus live fire?
Yeah, plus live fire. And it had to be taught entirely by a state licensed instructor. But then the state doesn't have a process through which instructors can become licensed. So they've essentially made it impossible for people to get an LTC going forward because there are no licensed instructors, because they didn't create a course for instructors to become licensed. And now, and so you have to do 16 hours of training.
And
you can't have a constitutional republic with that many laws.
No, you can't.
Doesn't work.
That's tyrannical.
That's not what this is.
I went to the No Kings rally back in October, just as a spectator. And the one person that I had a conversation with he was in the military. He was a ex-Marine, and he was there because he doesn't want kings. He doesn't like Trump because he was brown and Trump hates brown people, apparently. So we're having a conversation, and he was still in jail at the time. And I found out he's a veteran. I was like, "So, do you have an LTC?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How, what'd you have to go through to get that?" And he's
Probably
like,
proud of it.
Well, no, he was annoyed. He's like, "I had to go do this and this and this." And he's like, "You should have seen the stuff I handled when I was in Desert Storm." And I was like, "Right? I bet they gave you really big things really big guns and, weapons that you could blow things up with." And he's like, "Yeah, but you come here and the Queen has to give you a permission slip to have a handgun?" And I could see the wheels turning. And I'm like, all right, maybe the Second Amendment is something that we can agree on. Like that Marine, if he had been a little bit traumatized and decided, "I don't want to jump through these hoops to get my LTC. I'm just not doing it."
Jumping through hoops.
It's a lot of hoops. And there's people that come out of the military and they're traumatized.
Rights.
And it's hard to get things done. And what if he just didn't? And then that woman on that day would have been in her car, and God knows how many people that guy would have taken out. It is horrifying. That's why I won't go into Boston anymore. I won't go into Boston without an armed escort. So next time I go into Boston, you either have to come or we're not going.
I'm no good.
Yeah, you're no good. And pepper spray, I'm like afraid. Like, what if I get in trouble for pepper spraying somebody?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Are we even allowed to?
Are we even allowed to have it? I don't. But
you can't even buy a slingshot at Walmart here.
No, you can have pepper spray, thankfully, in Massachusetts. It actually used to be way harder to get pepper spray in the state. You used to have an LTC in order to purchase pepper spray.
Okay, you were right. It was used to. Yeah, I remember that.
You don't anymore, thankfully. Somebody in our government saw some sense. But
what a circus.
Yeah, they were throwing us a bone.
But
just like shooting on Sundays now.
But no, thankfully my wife, who does not have an LTC, as much as I've been harping on her to get one, she does carry pepper spray on her keychain. You know, I'm happy she at least has that.
Yeah.
I'd prefer it if she kept a handgun in her purse, but
yeah,
you know,
we would
but
all.
then with each, you know, passing day, as more and more crazy things happen, you know, she's being pushed to that point, and I'm upset with the whole chapter 135 thing and them increasing the hour requirement to 16. She was considering going and doing it with the 4 hour. She was like, okay, I just got to give a week.
She's already not into it anyways.
Right.
So yeah,
That's a lot of time.
You know, so now she wants to go do it. She has to do 16 hours. So that's not just going to be one afternoon. That's going to be multiple days, and then just
like a
finding
driving course.
How many, what do you get, like 9, 10 weekends over the summer that are good? Like, if you're lucky, who's got this kind of time to do that? I loved it in Arizona. We could just go to the range.
The range was right next to our apartment.
Right next to our apartment.
I love waking
Sound
up
of freedom in the morning. Yeah, it was great. It just seems so unnecessary here. You know, it seems these laws are so unnecessary.
Even though it's illegal, it also just seems so unnecessary.
It seems unnecessary. When we went, so they had the hearing on Halloween at the State House to talk about this bill, and the Civil Rights Coalition got a lot of people to go there. They're the ones that are really working hard to repeal Chapter 135. So we're voting no in November.
Right.
So no is the right answer. No is going to repeal this law. But I got to sit up there and give the state senators and reps a piece of my mind about this law, and we heard one of them say, and I can't remember his name, but he said, you know, it's not their job to decide the constitutionality of these laws. They're just passing them. If you, though, the citizen, want to argue the constitutionality, you're free to do that. You're free to get a lawyer and bring that to a judge and argue the constitutionality of this law if you want. Right. But it's not the job of our state representatives to already give us constitutional laws. Like, it seems so insane to me, because who is going to do that? Who's got the time and money to go and personally sue the legislature for an unconstitutional law? We don't. The reason he's out right now is because Goal
and Dan.
Well,
now Dan's with Goal.
The Gun Owners Action League and Dan Hagen.
Jim. Shout out to Jim.
Jim Wallace.
Get your Goal.
Get your Goal memberships. $35 a year.
Do you mind?
No, go right ahead.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Goal memberships. Are you a member of Goal?
I am not.
All right. Well, then you're going to do it before we leave. Please. It's $35 a year. That'll be your gift to us. $35 a year. And they're fighting these battles for us. Like, we don't even know.
And that's why we want to start our own, it already is going, but it's building with our brains.
It's building as our brains are building.
Let's back up.
So
we already have a name designated. It's
Citizens Infringed.
It's like copyrighted and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking a system like Dr. Shiva. He's always talking about systems, and Goal is here.
Goal is here to help.
We have a tyrannical government, and but we have Goal, and this little corner of tyranny with 2A, they're addressing that, and then we have another LLC where ours will help pay for lawyers.
Yeah.
Specifically, just pay for lawyers, because Goal is different, and we'll be a C4 where we can get political and sling some mud.
Yeah.
And then make sure that while Goal is doing their things, all we do is just provide lawyers to these. That's the specific job.
Yeah.
To just money for lawyers.
That's our goal.
Because that changed everything.
It changed everything. Without Dan Hagen.
Light came through like cathedral.
He descended in that beautiful blue suit. Just
the whole situation in the courtroom changed when the Dan came.
The attorney showed up, not these public pretenders, because that woman wanted to put you away for 4 years just to cash her check. She didn't care. She looked me in the eye and told me she would help, and she didn't. She did the opposite. So Goal providing Dan.
There's some questions that I'm not going to bring up that I'm wondering.
Yeah, we have lots of questions.
We shouldn't say too much about that.
But he would be in jail if it wasn't for this organization. So $35 a year help support their fight against all this crazy anti-Second Amendment legislation. The thing that's different about Kyle Wayne, though, is they don't take individual cases. It's usually a case that has already gone through like the First or Second Circuit that they've already been fighting, and it's on a different level. This is only in district court. This is not something that Goal jumps into. But this was an instance where
this was the Defendant Zero event. That
Jim Wallace,
okay, we're ready to move. And
we need to move
on this, and then this was the start of destroying 135.
Yeah, because they've been trying to get Massachusetts to recognize this Bruin decision. You know about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
So that was what, 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, states cannot supersede the rights of residents of other states. Okay, so you're a resident of Arizona. Massachusetts can't say, well, you have to abide by our rules. Like, well, I'm not a resident here, so you should have been protected. But then, so Massachusetts didn't like that. So that's why Chapter 135 came in. It was a direct response to the Bruin decision. So they were trying to make our own little laws because they didn't like this law that they already made. Like, we already had the Second Amendment that they were trying to destroy, and then Bruin reaffirmed it. And so then they're like, well, now we have to take that down. So I said to Jim, you've been trying to get her to recognize it. Here's your poster boy. He didn't do anything wrong. The courts, they're used to getting these cases that have, people charged with gun crimes, and it might be unconstitutional that they lost their LTC, but they were also charged with, robbing a liquor store or selling drugs or doing all these other like illegal things, even though their rights are violated. Like, they're maybe not the most sympathetic character, but like, we weren't doing anything. There were no up charges. So
guaranteed rights are
inalienable. So once they heard that, it was like, we can't let this stand. Jim said, we're drawing our line in the sand. Like, this is
once they heard what?
Once they heard what happened with you, they were drawing the line in the sand. This aggression will not stand, man. All right. They weren't taking it. And it was such a unique opportunity. Like, that's what got us thinking about, like, how do we help people in our position? We're in no position to really help anybody right now as we are.
And that's the whole point,
right?
Is helping people like us that get screwed so badly that they have no help whatsoever.
There's none. There's a woman in Connecticut.
Because sometimes I experienced mental issues. I had to learn how to speak twice. When I got arrested, I forgot how to speak.
Yeah, for like a week.
Make my brain work. And then when I walked out of here, I barely got through that Jack Gately thing.
Yeah. He was thinking he was going to get out of jail and it's just going to be me and it was like me and Jack Gately and Dan Hagen and Kyle D'Souza, I think is the other lawyer. So it was like out of jail, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's a camera in your face, and oh my God, it's really hard for you.
So I've been, I watch YouTube and just get like YouTube advice, not doctor advice, but like, and I know about like when people are traumatized, and I grew up with trauma. So wait, what was my point? I'm trying, journaling, and I'm figuring out how to fix myself and put my mind back together, and it's still really goofy, but
because the experience was just so traumatic, it wrecked us. But we know, and that's why we want to help people.
It's weird. It was the weird routines afterwards where nothing was normal, and I have yet to go back to anything kind of normal. It takes me like 2 hours to get ready because eat, take a shower, a little bit of bathroom stuff, you're ready, right? But at least I need 2 hours to. It's pretty crazy.
It's a process,
and she's all nutty too,
in a different way. I wanted to finish my thought.
Oh, I interrupted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. It just happens.
You're gonna have a lot of work in post.
Yeah, I warned Matt about this.
Okay.
Before that. I do.
No, I mean,
because I need to talk about our citizens in Fringe because it's important.
Oh yeah, that's
because we registered as a 501c4. We have not paid any fees or anything. We haven't done a lot of the stuff there is to do. We have a Facebook page. But the point is, there are a lot of people in the state who have lost their rights. They've lost their LTC for really ridiculous things. There were people that reached out to me on Facebook. One I went to high school with too, that said, whatever he did, lost his license too, but not dangerous enough to still be in jail, right? Like, not a dangerous person enough to still be locked up, but you had a DUI in 1995. So
Who
now,
did?
whoever. So now you can't have an LTC, or a domestic thing 20, 30 years ago. People are losing their rights to bear arms for really simple offenses. And we learned it's because of the way Massachusetts, the justice system works, the way that they assign sentences. So if you're charged with a misdemeanor in most places, it can be like 18 months or less, and the federal government will see that, and there's no reason to deny your LTC for that. But with Massachusetts, they can put you in for like 2.5 years for some misdemeanors. So if the sentence is too high, the federal government will say, well, now you can't have your LTC because you committed a crime that carried a longer sentence. They don't look at the crime. They're just looking at the sentencing. So whatever it is you did, however you could be sentenced, that's why you could lose your LTC or your rights to bear arms for the rest of your life if Massachusetts has its way. And that's not fair.
No.
Like you shouldn't lose your right to defend yourself because of something that happened a decade ago that's not dangerous enough to keep you locked up. If you're a murderer and a dangerous person, then you should be in jail and you shouldn't have guns or access to people.
Yeah.
But if you got into a little trouble when you were in your 20s and you're like a 30, 40, 50-year-old man right now, why can't you have something?
You've been an upstanding citizen for 20 years.
Right.
Why is this still a problem?
Why are you still being denied?
Yeah, if we take the Constitution away and we're just using logic.
If we're just using logic.
That makes
right.
sense.
So that's a larger issue.
It depends upon who you are.
Welcome to the People's Republic of Massachusetts, where the Constitution stops at the border.
Yeah.
Literally. Don't we know it?
These people, they're not Americans mostly. That's why I want to stay, man.
Yeah.
This is the
Americans.
original greatest state, but how do you got to clear out the enemy's keep?
Yep.
So everyone's fleeing. I guess I might as well stay, and then maybe I'll annoy someone and hold some back.
Maybe they'll leave. Yeah.
When I'm gone, the next wave.
It's so funny, like you just said, people are leaving. I mean, what is it? Massachusetts is having like a net negative immigration right now from the state. Like our state is actively losing population. And frankly, I can probably tell you what it is. It's all the conservatives that are in this state. They're fleeing to New Hampshire, or they're going to Maine, or even
Florida,
down south, Florida, Texas,
South Carolina,
just anywhere else that isn't so oppressive of their people. And unfortunately, that results in the only people that are still here are in support of the oppression. So it just continues to get worse because no one's here to fight it.
That's what makes it more enticing to me.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be hard.
Battle.
Oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Well,
game on.
That's people keep messing with me, and it just makes me want to stay because the way they mess with me, I'm a geek magnet, and I think you all need me. I can expose all the a-holes here.
They flock to him. They flock. They can't keep their paws off him.
Me while I'm down.
Yeah.
Or they can't see me climbing up. I don't know what it is, some pathetic way about me, but you've seen it.
I've seen it.
Over and over again. I don't know what it is. Do you really like me or you really hate me?
And together, too.
We could be friends.
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't hate me, but it's just.
But that's it, yeah. But.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's something about us. I don't know. It either puts people off or puts people on.
Sometimes I wonder if there's like a spiritual aspect, like if someone cursed me.
This feels like a spiritual battle, what we've been up against. Like, it's hyperbole, baby.
I was in training for this with the way I've been treated all my life.
Yeah.
Because just being screwed with for no reason, I'm your man. I've persevered.
Since this is not edited, you want me to tell him what we call you? The most shit-takenest motherfucker there is. Yeah. That's his specialty. Taking other people's shit.
Yeah.
That's your official
I don't know
title.
what it is. I just take it and just kind of, and I get sad and brood over it, and I just keep taking it. And then there comes a certain point where they get overzealous, and then, I went too far.
Overstepped. Pushed too hard.
And if it's not me, someone else will notice it and be like, all right, that's got to stop.
And that's what happened here. People noticed, you didn't deserve what happened to you. And enough people
Look at
here
this
said,
pathetic
yeah,
person.
said stop.
What the?
You know, and there are a lot of people fleeing, but the ones that are staying, I don't. They're passionate and they want to
They
stay,
make me want to stay too,
and they
like
make
Chesterton.
yeah, they make us want to
Who
fight.
else is? Mike Minogue.
Mike Minogue and
He's
Ann
all about
Brensley.
making this great again.
Yeah,
I'm already from a great place. It's getting taken down. Arizona is purple. It's
yeah,
still a cowboy state. It's got the best laws. God, I love Arizona, but to be part of relics of the Republic activated is really exciting
yeah,
because this place sucks. And the people that know it are rising up right now.
Yeah.
And it's good to back Mike Minogue.
Someone asked me just this morning, "Do you think he can win?" Yeah, yeah,
I think
absolutely,
people are absolutely sick of Maura Healey on
Show
both
up.
sides of the aisle.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, he
That's
can
what I'm
win.
saying is Democrats should take a look at Mike Minogue. And just because he's not into murdering babies doesn't mean that he's not going to change the laws here because the people spoke. Sorry, I'm not into abortion. I'm just
Yeah,
No, I mean,
um,
I had a brief conversation with Mike Minogue when I first met him, you know, and he really didn't seem like the type of person that wants to like come in and do, you know, broad sweeping changes. He wants to just kind of take what we have and go,
Massachusetts.
okay, what's wrong? Let's fix that. What are we doing right? Let's expand that.
hmm
You know,
yeah.
like he's
Common sense. What's
he's a
right?
moderate, but unfortunately moderates are not liked.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they
you
won't.
know, we
Yeah,
need.
then there's short sleeve, which is that's okay. There's hardcore grassroots, Ann Brinsley, first
Mhm.
and foremost, Minogue, and then you have the other people that from my ignorant ass Arizona eyes, just seems like okay. There's Rhino Republicans, and then there's Massachusetts Rhinos, which is like a whole new
It's
breed.
like basically
So
Democrats.
that's from my ignorant view.
Yeah,
I just see grassroots and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like when Trump hijacked the Republican Party because that's how he could become president.
yeah,
Um, grassroots. He had money, but here with Ann, I like real grassroots, and Minogue is grassroots.
yeah.
I don't know much about short sleeve because he never seemed to want
No,
to talk to you.
no.
I guess.
Mike Minogue has
And so
had.
you never really talked
No,
about
we
him.
never talked. I
So
talked to some of
that's
his
the only
people.
thing is I just wonder if that's going to be, is that just a Rhino thing? Is that a Governor Baker thing where it's just, it'll be just like meh?
I don't
Or
know. I've never.
maybe, I mean, that's okay compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
Governor Baker,
I've never
the way
had
that was,
experience with politicians up close before this. You know, like I was totally fine being a
it's not
spectator.
okay.
You know, and might have still been fine being a spectator after I moved here. I didn't really pay attention to Massachusetts politics. I knew the periphery. I was raised a Democrat like everybody else here.
And I didn't until,
And you didn't until you
just
were forced
now
to.
I'm starting to,
But
trying to pay attention because I used to purposely try to ignore
yeah, well, especially here. Yeah, you would ignore me specifically here.
you whenever
But
any of this would.
but the stuff that it seems like um, the Mass GOP allows to happen, it just seems counterintuitive to winning races and to really growing and expanding the base. You know, they have.
But then I see where people war game. They're like, "Hey, what's the best way to actually just win the election against
Yeah,
Maura Healey?"
right, and
Because
that's what we need to
obviously,
focus
short
on.
sleeves. There's got to be something better that he does than Maura Healey. I don't know, but obviously he's the Republican.
He's a
So
he- he's a pro he's a pro-abortion Republican.
yeah, but even so,
That doesn't.
even though there maybe he's not going to continue the migrant invader racket. Or there's a lot of other things
He
that
hasn't said one way or the other.
yeah,
Minogue's,
that's
as far
another
as
thing
I
is
know,
I don't
Minogue's
know the policies.
turn off the spigot of
So I don't know.
free stuff, and these problems will just see themselves out. You know, when you start requiring citizenship for services like SNAP and housing, then
But
that
if
goes to Americans instead of immigrants.
but if
Not immigrants,
but if only short
illegals.
sleeve was the sure thing for governor, that's what we have to do.
That's what we'd have to do. And if he got 70% of the vote at the convention, 70% of the people that have been paying attention to this race, because be real, most people are not paying attention to the governor's race until later in the summer,
Yeah.
right? They don't pay attention. This doesn't bubble up. Mike Minogue, that might mean nothing to more than half of the state. But the people that are paying attention, the ones that you need to be activated and on your team and in the grassroots, activating the other people in the grassroots with you, that's the guy that you need. And that was what Minogue did. Did you go to the convention?
I did not go to the convention.
We went, and let me tell you, I had the best time there and had fun. We were there for Ann Brensley.
I was around people and I had fun.
Yeah. And, we saw a lot of the same people that we've been running into at all these RTC meetings and other events and stuff. The conservative movement is a small one in Massachusetts, but like these people show up. And these are the ones that are excited, and they're the ones that are invested. So for Minogue to get 70% of that vote is huge. That's not just like a few more people liked him. That was a mandate. And it's really upsetting that
That was a sensation.
it was sensational that Short Sleeve is
experiencing
still
that.
trying to make it about him.
He
And
bought the bar out. And
he bought the
there's
bar,
all
the
kinds of
pizza.
really cool stuff that happened. That day.
Yeah, well, people, the way the GOP ran that, and that was the other thing, the way
Class
that they
act.
ran that event, like there were hours in line to wait to get in.
Yeah, he took advantage of how messed
How
up
they screwed up. Yeah,
That guy's a businessman.
yeah, because
He-
people
he
were
just
trying to
took
leave.
advantage. He's like, okay, well, we'll open up the bar. Don't leave, everybody.
Yeah, put it on my credit card. Okay.
He fixed it.
He fixed it.
He fixed the whole
People were
convention.
angry and grumpy because it was taking it was 3-4 hours longer than it should have been. That's a full day. 8:00 in the morning to 8:00 at night they were there, and they were supposed to be done at 5. So people were getting grumpy and leaving. So he bought him pizza. Think outside the box and just like give the people something.
So now
he
people
won
are
that-
working with the
Yeah.
numbers, saying that doesn't necessarily match the population numbers. The fact that
But 60% of the electorate in Massachusetts are independents. So that means
Yeah.
they're not dedicated to Democrats or Republicans either way, and they can be swayed. And look around you. Nobody's happy.
What I noticed is how quick their war room came out with what to do about this, that, and the other thing when it didn't seem like anyone was trying to help out the process. It seemed like it was a very disorganized convention and everyone was just kind of flailing like, darn, what do we do now?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the way it seems like Short Sleeve got screwed with the time. That's what they're saying.
If 10 more people had
See,
stayed,
it's good for me to,
if 10,
because I
20
can
more
be
people,
like an advocate. Because I really want to know about Short Sleeve. I don't want to just say I don't like him just because one of his supporters, tried to mess with me.
if 20 or 30 more people had stayed, okay, that wouldn't have made a difference. 70% of the vote, because it's not like Short Sleeve got the other 30. He only got another 15 point something.
Yeah.
He got 9 more votes than the guy
You know
that
what?
dropped out.
We're not even talking about
We're not
Article
even talking-
135. We just totally went off. You should edit this, bro.
No,
but this is
we leave the stuff up unedited because we want people
This
to
is
see
all
the
good?
real conversation.
This is the
Okay.
reality. We are
Oh, what
just
a
like
cool
your
interview.
everyday
All right.
voters, right? Like we want to talk to people.
Yeah, and I got to talk about this.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Yeah, Chris and Crowley.
just like your regular political spectators who just have been pushed so far,
Now we don't know what else to do.
and now we have nothing else to do. And there's so many people. I know you want to talk about your people. There's a few people running. There's another Chester Tam is running down in Dartmouth for state rep, and I know he's someone that was a software guy, just working in IT for Boston General, working from home during COVID. Wouldn't take the shot, lost his job. Well, that's crazy. I work from home and won't take a vaccine, so I'm going to lose my livelihood. So now he's activated and he's running and he's just got common sense. And I don't know what happened to Anne, but I want to know what happened to her. But she has been activated and she's running and she's
Yeah.
not stopping.
I
And same thing
remember
with
us
Mike
before we were
Minogue.
activated.
Yeah.
How do we get to the way we were before we were activated? Because that's all you got to
We
do.
were apathetic. We were done. We were so burnt out after the presidential election because I was so invested in Kennedy and then Kennedy endorsed Trump. And I was like, yes, thank you. They combined. Kennedy saw the writing on the wall. He took his support and he channeled it to
No,
Trump and
I
he saved it.
mean, I mean, just
I
the
mean,
everyday person. Like we actually
oh,
went to rallies and we would, but to
yeah.
the actual person here, like that man asked you, you think we'll win? Yes, we will. If you show up and you get your friends to show up, they get their friends to show up. And we go to the RTC meetings and we
Yeah.
get together and talk to people, fellowship and, you know,
And not being
pay it
scared.
forward,
Yeah.
pyramid scheme, get your friends to show up and each one of them have to get 2 friends to show up and each one
Oh,
that's the only way to do it.
Justin Thurber had that
But
idea, a friends raiser.
how do you feel that fire and give someone a oomph like we
Well,
got?
you can do what Maura Healey's doing and systematically oppress every single person in the state that isn't an illegal, and then eventually they'll all get so sick and tired of your BS that they will have nothing else to do but go out and vote your stupid dimpled butt out of office.
Yeah, maybe
This is what
Mike
happens.
will get
People get
dimpled.
pushed. People get pushed. If we hadn't been pushed, we would have never been here. We'd never met Matt. We would have never met any of these people. It's how much can you be
I
pushed
would have
before
been
you finally
I got pushed. Pushed.
say enough. Enough, because we've been getting pushed for a long time.
I've said enough a few times in the past few months.
I'm pretty sure my brother was vaccine injured back in like 1986. Like my father went and got a Moderna vaccine and then a Pfizer vaccine because he listened to Rachel Maddow, and pretty sure that is what.
Well, a week later he had a stroke.
2 weeks later he had a stroke after a second shot. COVID woke up a lot of people. It
was a real slow transition
one,
for you because
but it was just constant. First my dad, and then Ari, and then my son, and then I can't afford to live here anymore. And then I can't afford to not live here anymore. And then now I come back and now I'm homeless and they took my car and my best friend and I lost my job and my family doesn't talk to me.
Give
and
me
my
more.
my other family thinks that you deserve to be in jail. And I ruined all the progress I made on my credit. I ruined all the progress I made on my car, on my career. For what? To save Massachusetts. You know what? I don't care that all that stuff's gone.
Try and make our lives any worse.
Try and make it worse. All right? I slept in a Nissan Rogue last night and I am happy as fuck to be here.
And I just told you the only thing that has been taken away from me is much more than the thing that's you.
Yeah.
If you get taken away from me,
a couple gallons of water and a walk into the desert.
At this point, no.
Just kidding.
It's a little joke.
A little private joke.
That was funny.
But it's like, this is what's important. I don't want my kid to have to go through what I went through. I want my son to be able just to, like have the experience I had growing up where like I had money for gas and to go shopping and hang out with my friends and not have to stress out about bills and, am I going to get shot at school? And like, can I walk down the street and avoid the human poop? Like these kind of things we didn't have to worry about. And I want that back.
Yeah.
And it's not too far gone because we still remember it. Because if it was too far gone, it would only be in the fairy tales and we wouldn't be able to talk about it like it really happened. Because it really happened. The 80s and 90s were real. And we don't have to live like this anymore.
What's weird is I have no hope. This looks like a process.
A futile process. And you just hope we get right with God.
It's the end of an empire. It's done on purpose. It's all happened before and it'll all happen again. You can read Tragedy and Hope and understand that when an empire falls, it's done on purpose. The people that are doing it from within are just lining their pockets and getting rich from doing it. And it's all done on purpose. people behind the scenes are allowing, okay, here you go. Like the League of Nobles back in the day, it was just, they would be like, hey, I have some problems with an uprising here. Can you go to war with me for a little while so that we can get everyone riled up together?
Yeah. We're
It's,
fighting Eurasia. Oh no, we're fighting East Asia. We're fighting Oceania. We don't know.
and now I forget what point I was leading to. So hopefully that did something.
Honestly, it reminds me of something one of my history teachers said when I was in high school. He was like, most empires throughout history do not survive more than 3 centuries. And the American empire is slowly approaching that point, and things will continue to go downhill over the last century of its existence.
We're at 250.
We are currently sitting at 250 years.
Yeah.
We are slowly approaching that 300 mark, and it's more than likely the American empire is going to come crashing down at some point within the next 50.
Mm-hmm.
And if we make it past 300, we won't live long past that.
Yeah. My grandfather taught me a lot when I was young, and that's just growing up. I've seen it only gets worse. It's only gotten worse from what my grandfather, he told me stories of depression and all this amazing stuff, amazing people, great men and women, and we're deteriorating. There's too many moronic simpletons that are breeding. That's the truth. The elite, they're right. There's a lot of
useless eaters.
There is a problem.
Yeah.
We're growing. That's happening.
Including us in that.
But
that's how
to deal with that,
well, you don't import more problems.
Everybody.
You don't murder everybody, but you don't import more problems when you can't take care of the people that you have here. And
it's a controlled collapse.
Yeah. My family's immigrants.
This is a controlled collapse, what's happening to us. And in my opinion, we're not going to stop it. Our job is to resist and do what we know we need to do. These evil people can't do this. We know they can't do that. So we have to figure out what we can do to stop it and spread the good. Well, I'm Christian, so spread the good news and tell people there's more than just this. And the reason why you can be afraid and act accordingly is because once you get in that zone, you're in heaven forever already. And then you're cool. And then you just become like a cool Spock person and do the right thing or whatever. But that's not going to happen. There's not enough people like that. There's a lot of good people.
Yeah. And we're not going to go.
It'll get way worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it'll get better.
No, I totally agree with you guys. And I mean, the fact that, you're taking all of this negative things that have happened to you ever since you came to the state and turning around and trying to make something positive at it, I think that speaks more to you guys' character than just about anything.
Thanks, man. God willing, the creek don't rise.
The creek don't rise. Yeah.
No, I wish you both the best of luck. I hope you're able to, beat this thing and become successful. I'm sorry that our government, our justice system has failed you so spectacularly.
It's a blessing from God.
Yeah, it really is.
So that I can be here to work for you. And now I have something to do.
We are blessed.
Thank you for giving me purpose.
Hey, you're welcome. Sometimes, the unexpected needs to happen for you to find your true path in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got frustrated and ran for public office, thought it was going to end there. Now I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I didn't realize that's where I would end up.
Yeah.
So, and now I get to meet fantastic people like you and post videos of it on the internet.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I'm going to have fun doing that.
Oh yeah. We got to plug, we got to plug our stuff because we're on Facebook. We do a lot of Facebook Lives.
Can I just,
Yeah.
guys,
hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying first.
I'll make sure to end up.
Oh yeah,
grabbing-
because
I'll grab the Facebook link
Yeah,
from you
okay.
guys at some point
Facebook
afterwards.
stuff,
It'll go into the
X
description
stuff.
on the thing.
Where
I'll grab all your social media.
you want to talk about your
I
boys.
don't want to forget.
You don't want to forget. You had a couple of boys in jail. I know. Are you trying to wrap up? But like,
Yeah, just real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. There were 2 other guys just in I block in the place where you're being held innocent until proven guilty. There were 2 other 2A people with 2A issues just when I was there. So undoubtedly they're there right now. Our people are there. Lawrence Stephen Crowley II. I say his name because it's important. We kind of joke around about him running for sheriff of Worcester County, and I don't think he's joking. He spent 10 months in there fighting his own case with the public pretender, and he's gonna win.
5 different public pretenders.
He's winning now. He's actually, and he find the one he's with now. He showed him my pictures at the convention, and that guy totally loved it. Like, he finally found a good lawyer. So he had, it was no. His mom called because
She heard the neighbors shooting.
she heard the neighbors shoot. No, she can't hear anything. She's deaf.
Anyways, he was cleaning too many guns. That's what they were saying. He was cleaning too many of his guns.
She called
at
and
one
said
time.
he was drunk.
Yeah.
And shooting his gun. And
he wasn't. He was drunk,
he
but he
wasn't.
wasn't shooting his gun.
So there was unlicensed whatever. It was a licensing. So and then how many he could clean while it's out of the safe.
Yeah.
And then there you go. He spent 10 months there fighting it. He's going to have his next court date, I think the 27th, and that'll be it. And all he'll get is 3 months probation, maybe, or something. It's like,
but he already served 10 months. Like, that's what's crazy.
This guy's awesome, and I don't know why people haven't been talking about Crowley.
Well, because he doesn't have a Saranda.
Yeah, for PR. So there's Crowley, which is he's my friend. People will be seeing him because we'll be palling around, and if he runs for sheriff, definitely you'll see.
Hey, put him in touch with me. I'd love to get him in the seat.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him know, man.
Absolutely.
Oh,
you know,
wonderful.
honestly, everybody, you guys have contacts with Goal. I want to get more people. We need to spread the word about Chapter 135. I mean, obviously, I'm a gun owner. I'm very supportive of that law going down.
There's a lot of gun owners that don't even know about the law.
Exactly.
That don't even know about it. And
I've been trying to educate people as I go along. I actually have an interview scheduled with Toby Leary coming up.
We love Toby Leary.
Good.
So I'm very excited to talk to him about that, have him fully explain the law, explain, what the Civil Rights Coalition is doing. I know you guys have been working with them, so we're finally going to get him in the seat. But, if you know anyone else that's being affected directly by this law, please put them in contact with us. I would love to get them in the seat. I'm going to try to be doing as many episodes as I can talking about this law. We need to spread awareness about it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get with you after the show.
Yeah, we'll talk.
It's Crowley and Chris.
Chris Babiano.
Chris Babiano, his mind was totally gone. He had 2 epileptic seizures right in a row. The doctor gave him 6% chance, something like that, to live. He's still kicking. Last I knew, he was in the hole because his mind is gone.
This was a red flag issue.
Red flag issue.
Yeah.
Someone called on him and called, and his friend turned him in, and he had a couple of ghosts. This is what I could get out of him. And it seemed like, oh my God, they didn't do anything to this guy. And we're homeless. I cannot find his number anywhere. I'm desperately trying to figure out how to get a hold of his mom because I don't even know if he's alive. It was very upsetting being in there, seeing
this guy,
because we all had to take care of him in the
he was a first
medical
responder on 9/11.
He's a first responder on 9/11. He's he served basically, but the medical is terrible there. If you go to medical, you go to the hole. It's 24-hour lights on. You get a turtle suit. That's all you have in there. They'll let you have a book. But the turtle suit where it's like a sleeping bag where you can't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. this guy's been being tortured, and it's driving me crazy. I can't find his information, but there are people in there, and I just wanted to
decent people.
People to understand that there's, I don't know how many in there, just in jail right now.
And what prison is this?
Just the Worcester County jail.
Jesus.
Just while I was there, 2 other guys.
Yeah.
Crowley, I know he didn't do anything wrong. And then Chris, from what I can tell, it was very hard to get. We had to take care of him. I mean, we would have to make sure his clothing was on properly. It was, what they did to this person was, we made sure he had dignity.
Yeah, you guys did.
And it was up to us.
Yeah, you were like
The
a welcome
guards
wagon
and the
for a
medical
while.
staff.
Yeah.
I mean, the guards would try and help. And he wouldn't get any medical attention. It was us and the guards helping.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's a really evil place. That's another issue, is the way people,
the prison
get
system
treated there.
Well,
It was a hit or miss with me.
But you've never spent any time in jail, like, either. So you went into that. You've never been locked up for anything. A lot of people in there, they might have been in and out, and they might not know.
Oh
like,
yeah,
this
it
is
was a
not normal.
dirt.
But you had a really interesting perspective in there, and wrote your book while you were in there too. And I mean, that's why we're doing our own kind of show. We're just doing a lot of Facebook Lives right now because we have so many stories to tell. There's like so many interesting things that happened.
We have it right out there, and all we got to do is do a sample, and then get someone to give us money to make a book.
Oh yeah. We need an
Whatever
agent. We need an agent so we can get this book published.
We're so busy and in disarray.
We don't know what we're doing. But
unloading and loading and unloading. It's very hard to get anything done, just more than just the everyday. How are we going to have enough money to eat, and then maybe we can have enough money to sleep someplace comfortable, and then actually, which we've been out 2 nights now. Today we're planning on a hotel. We ride hard when her son's not here. It's all, we put it all in for him.
Yeah, when he's with us, we just make sure he's having a good time. His dad's awesome. He's with his dad for most of the time. I want him back 50-50 time, but I can't right now. So that's my biggest goal. But like, this is so important, and he sees what we're doing.
He's gung ho about it.
He is gung ho about it.
He sees how it affected him. It has hurt him.
It's hurt him,
and he sees how it's hurt him.
Yeah, and he knows you.
Look, he has to hang out with the hotel and with us, and that's hurt him.
The kind of man you are, and like it was really hard for him to make the connection. Like, well, why would he be in jail? Because when he was 10 years old, and he came to Arizona. We took him shooting. We went and we took a class. Got a little certificate. He went and shot a 22 bullseye. He was so good. Like, he loved it. This little boy loves guns. So I'm like, I want to teach you how to be safe, and
we went to
Arizona. We were there. We were shooting guns. You guys had a great time. I got pictures of them with their little certificates together. And so we'd only been here for a day when this happened. So it was really hard for him to be like, wait, they put Kyle Wayne in jail? Why? Because he had his guns. It was really hard for him to square that circle. And he was really gung-ho about, like, this isn't right. This isn't cool. This is America.
Yeah, I saw Facebook with them talking, and he has a big Betsy Ross flag, like a knitted one, a nice one.
Yeah, a nice one. Hanging up.
I was like, yeah.
He's
got my flag.
He's quite a young man. He's going to be 12 years old. And I want to be able to give him everything. But we have to do this. We have to get through this. He's got an education. And I mean, what else could he have? And he knows God. He's learning. He's learning. Him and his friends rip on atheists. It's adorable.
Maybe one of the next times he's out here, you can reach out to me. I got a few buddies. We got a fair collection of guns between all of us. We can do a little range day or something.
I would love that. He would love that.
Like I have a pre-ban AR-15 with a thankfully grandfathered in 30-round magazine. My buddy has a highly built AR with his high caps, and so we have we have an extensive group of people that, you know, we got a nice collection
Our
of
people.
things. So
Yeah.
you'll have to let me know. We'll have a fun range
If it's
day.
okay if Wesley comes,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
he'll have a blast.
Yeah, we went with Toby, had a Super Bowl event at Cape Gunworks where they had these old mobiles hanging with like the little foam footballs on them, and it was just a little bolt action 22, like single shot, and $25, and you get to go fire. I think he fired like 25 rounds, and like I brought the mobile home. I gave it to my mom, and I was like, "Look, this little Super Bowl mobile." He's like, "Is that bullet holes in the football?" Like, yeah, isn't it adorable? The little bullet holes. Look at what a good shot he is. Things are like this big. But yeah, we'd love to do that, and that's awesome that you're talking to Toby. He'll be able to really kind of illuminate the law and its particulars.
Toby's
And
smart.
he's wicked
He
smart.
could just drone on and on and on and on and on and keep the information important.
Absolutely.
I
That'll be
know.
a good interview.
I'm looking so forward to this. I've been trying to get him in the seat for a long time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's a big one. That's a big fish there.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping that, you know, he can really illuminate people. I know he has his own podcast, and I'm very thankful that he's agreed to do ours. You
He's
know,
the
our
reason that
our little podcast.
he's the reason you know who we are. I mean,
I know.
like
Yeah,
that guy.
he was the first.
One name kept coming up. Have you talked to Toby Leary? Have you
Yeah,
talked to
all
Toby?
I knew is to stick close to Toby.
Yeah.
When we went to the city council thing,
Yeah, I stuck close to Toby.
I was like, "Where's Toby?
Where's Toby?"
Okay, let's
And
go."
he's a real one. He's a good Christian man, beautiful family, and a really genuine, decent person. So can't say enough good things about him. Also let us use his office as a closet for a day when we needed a place to store our bags. He's a real one. We love him. But yeah, there's a lot of people that I could think that you would want to talk to, and happy to kind of send them your way.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. You know,
Get John Maloney in here.
Yeah, you know John Maloney?
I believe I've met him once or twice.
Yeah, yeah, he's
the power behind the throne. He's the hand of the king there.
he's behind the scenes,
Yeah.
behind everything.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Really interesting
Awesome.
person.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to chat with you guys to, you know, get in contact with a few more people. So we can do that once the cameras are off. But no, I mean, I think we've covered a lot. You know, it's been fantastic having you guys here. You know, I'm so sorry about what you've gone through, but hey, things can only go up from here.
Hey.
Sharpening.
Yep.
We're sharpening.
No, I really do appreciate it. And we'll probably be chatting more in the future.
Absolutely.
Right on, man.
All right.
Yeah, I look forward. We get together. I'm gonna confirm with my lawyer that I'm allowed that, that going shooting with you won't be being in possession of a I don't know. I mean, weapon of mass destruction or how
a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
But I can't possess.
Yeah, you're not allowed to possess it. So I don't know what that means. Hold
No,
it, own it.
I've been afraid to go near any.
Yeah, you haven't tried anything.
I
Sucks,
have, man.
Yeah, no. Figure that out, and we'll definitely get something together.
Cool.
And I'll still go even if I couldn't.
Yeah, even if you just hang out with everyone. Thank you everybody for you know, for listening all the way to the end. If you made it. If you made it. And make sure that you subscribe, share the video around, you know, help get their story out there. I'll make sure to get all of your social medias and throw those into the video description, so that way people can, you know, follow you guys. And who knows, maybe the right people that you need will end up seeing this and, you know, reach out.
That's what's happened so far.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're doing it.
All right.
Well,
Massachusetts first.
Massachusetts first. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt.